Almost a century ago, Frank Stillman Barnard was installed as BC's 10th Lieutenant Governor. He and his father opened up the gold trails of British Columbia and became an integral part of the province's economic history. Bruce Kirkpatrick has This Week in History.
Francis Barnard became the Lieutenant Governor of British Columbia 98 years ago this week. He and his father, also called Francis, came west from Ontario in search of gold. But their fortune was found on the trails and dirt roads connecting the Cariboo to the coast, and it began on foot.
For $2 a letter, he can walk your letter up to the Cariboo, and then when he can afford it, his father buys a pony, and that leads to a whole network of stagecoaches and paddle wheelers and the exclusive rights to run all the gold down from the gold fields. And it makes the family very wealthy.
Francis Barnard Jr. preferred to be called Frank. He became BC's 10th Lieutenant Governor December 5th, 1914. He and his father ran the BX Barnard Express, also known as the BC Express Company.
It starts with the gold rush and goes into the diversification of BC's economy. It involves lumber and brewery, flour mills, electricity, all sorts of new industries that weren't there at the time of the gold rush. And yet it starts with his father holding him by the hand, watching the Royal Engineers blast the first tunnel for the Cariboo Wagon Road.
Francis and Frank Barnard made their big strike on the turn of a wagon wheel.
This is the #1 British Columbia or BX Express Company minute book for 1878.
Minutes from the BX Barnard Express Company show son Frank kept the horses running, while Dad Francis went on to campaign for a wagon road and railway connecting Canada.
So the family was very active in politics, but their politics was to promote transportation for British Columbia.
The Barnard family plot can be found at Victoria's Ross Bay Cemetery, a tribute to a family who filled a need for transportation of goods and passengers to and from the goldfields between Victoria and Barkerville. Also a tribute to a man who would become BC's 10th Lieutenant Governor.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, bringing British Columbia's stories together.